All right. We are
Yo,
here
yo.
for another podcast.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah.
The Whoopee Cushion Pod? Is that what we're
this is
calling it?
Yeah, the Whoopee Cushion podcast. I tried searching. It took me like an hour to like come up with the name. I tried I tried mi casa as tu casa. Someone took that. I tried the whole enchilada. Someone took that. Just all these phrases. Anything that is a phrase is basically taken, and I don't know. I think a lot of people in the world are doing podcasts right now. I think we have a lot of competition.
What about quesadilla with cheese?
No, I will change it. No, I will change it.
You know white people call them cheese quesadillas?
Yeah.
It's like cheese is already in the name.
Yeah.
That's,
That's so true. Yeah. Damn, don't. Why are white people fucking up our food, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or jalapenos.
Yeah.
Like I met this Canadian dude that lives now in South Carolina, and he calls them jalapenos.
Really?
Yeah, and he's just says it confidently. I'm like, all right, I'm not correcting him.
Yeah.
You know, you do you.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed.
Yeah. They got French in them too, you know. They shouldn't be, they should be the last white people to pronounce, jalapenos.
Who has more culture, the Canadians or the Americans?
Definitely Americans, because we have everybody coming here. Canada, like, you barely have Mexicans over there. I've heard there's Mexicans over there, but like, you're not gonna go that far just to freeze your ass off, you know.
They swam too far, dude.
Yeah.
The Mexicans that made it up there, they went too far. They didn't get kicked out or blocked, and
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
would
all
get
right,
gold medals for swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard that joke? It's like, why doesn't Mexico win in the Olympics in the swimming, running, or jumping?
No, I have not heard that joke.
It's like because they're already here in the U.S. They already swam here, jumped over the wall, and ran through like the desert or whatever.
There's this kid one time. He was in track and field, and I would go up to him and be like, "Sorry." He was always late. Sorry. The premise is that he was always late to fucking school, right? And he was in track and field. I'm like, dude, like, are you like the lowest tier of track and field? Because like, you're just not. You're always late, you know.
Or he just saves it for practice.
Yeah.
He saves it for the race.
Yeah. He fasts all day. Yeah.
He's tapering off.
Yeah. Those guys are fucking skinny too, those fucking track and field guys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
My cousin, rest in peace, he would take a shit in the middle of one of his track and field runs and still win.
How would he take a shit?
Like, there would be a porta potty out of nowhere, or he'd find a bush and he'd win.
He'd run off and poop?
Yeah, he'd poop and still beat your ass.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It must have been lower competition then.
Yeah. You know what? It could have been like a Mario Kart where like they drop off a fucking peeled banana or something. Yeah.
Rest in peace, though.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, when I did swimming, I would do the 500 meter.
Yeah.
So it's 20 laps,
Right.
all right, and it takes like 5 minutes, 6 minutes of
Right.
like, swimming fast the whole time. 70% of the time of me doing the 500,
Yeah.
I would have to get right out and take a shit in the middle of it,
Right.
because your body is just going through it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I remember like mid race or sometimes or mid practice, that we're doing like time trials and practice. I'd have to stop and go take a dump.
Right.
And then my coach would just be like shaking his head. I'm like, dude, what do you want me to do? Shit in the pool?
Yeah. That's funny.
Every time, dude.
I notice a lot during these podcasts. I laugh like another here's the thing, man. When I talk to you long enough, I start talking like you. Like I start imitating your fucking voice after
Me?
a while. Anybody.
Anybody.
Like if I were hanging out with Jaden a lot, I'll start talking like him, and then I'll be like, "Fuck, why am I talking like him?" You know?
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I'll do that with people. Like with Nick, I always say like proper
Yeah.
or handle.
No, the impression.
The impression.
The whole accent.
Oh, okay,
Like, I
okay.
am just like naturally I just do it and like
That's an artistic trait,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
No, but what I noticed is that when I'm watching these podcasts, I'll laugh like another comedian, like a common comedian. Like this guy named Sandy, I'll laugh like him and be like, "Oh fuck, why am I laughing at him?" Oh, you hang around with him a lot, like I don't know what happens.
You gotta bust out the Joe Rogan laugh.
Yeah.
If you watch him enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have my own authentic laugh, but I got like 30 different laughs from like people I've learned how to laugh from. I don't know.
You know, when I used to work with people from El Salvador or even Colombianos,
Yeah.
I would start talking Spanish like them.
Really?
Yeah. It just happens naturally. You like acclimate.
You were
your
hanging out with MS-13 one day.
Yeah. How would they talk?
I don't know.
Oh,
¿Me
that.
entiendes, vato loco?
Te voy a matar vos. Vos me debe dinero. Dame plata vos. Have you hung out with Salvadorians?
No, dude. I don't even know. We used to have, so at my neighborhood, we used to have Salvadorians that hang around down the street, and they moved out, man.
Okay.
I was very nice to them. My dad was like very mean, like, "Oh, I don't like Salvadorians." Like, you know how Mexicans.
There's prejudices.
Yeah, or it's the other way around. Salvadorians don't like Mexicans, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their Spanish it's like Catalano or something.
It's really good, huh?
It's different. Venid. Hey, venís. You know, instead of saying come, it's like venís.
Yeah, vosotros, right?
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah, vos.
And then the Colombian Spanish is pretty interesting.
I'm from Colombia.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying too hard, but no, it's just the way they talk.
Yeah, they sound like everybody can do reggaeton.
Dude, reggaeton, you just like plug your nose and you speak from the throat. Vamos a la playa. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dame un plátano. I don't know.
So what's up, man?
Nothing, dude.
Did you rewatch the first podcast?
I liked it. Yeah, it was
you
cool.
You
man.
rewatched the whole thing?
Yeah. It was cool. We were riffing, and we're riffing now. There were
no whiskey. No whiskey this time, though.
Yeah.
For those wondering, I got somewhere to be after.
Dude, honestly, like when I drank that whiskey, like I immediately got depressed at that restaurant that we went to.
Depressed?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what, like a wall of just sadness
Oh.
hit me, and I was just like,
The endorphins probably ran out.
probably. I don't know.
That's why people, you keep re-upping.
Yeah.
Because then
Plus I
you got to
was
keep the
fasting.
endorphins high.
Yeah. What the hell is endorphins?
And endorphins, it's like feel-good hormones,
Mm.
which drinking gives you a lot of. But that's why you keep going, because you drink, right? You feel great, and then it starts going down. So then you take another shot, and then eventually, if you keep going enough, you black out.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to keep the party going, it's like, dude, you went too much.
Yeah.
You went too far.
That's why people are alcoholic, because they don't want that endorphins to run out, right?
No, they just want to. They're reliant on it to feel good. Unfortunately.
Nah.
Yeah. So
That's sad.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast, but I drank every day. No, I don't think I mentioned it, but I drank every day in Kentucky.
Every day.
Every day in Kentucky, and when I came back, I couldn't poop. I was constipated, and it was just like it was coming out like spam,
Why? Because of your enzymes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. My enzymes were really bad, and it just didn't break anything down. It was just real nasty. And I don't drink as much, even though I drank last night.
You did? What did you have?
I had vodka and cranberry juice.
Terrible.
Maybe I'm an alcoholic in denial. Who knows? But,
Vodka sucks.
vodka. Yeah.
I don't know why people like it.
It's very powerful, dude. is it not powerful, or what's your opinion?
Isn't it all the same?
It's all the same.
Isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, isn't alcohol just alcohol?
No, there's grains. I think vodka is made out of grain, and I think bourbon's made out of corn.
I thought vodka is made from potatoes.
Oh shit, you're right. No, you might be right on that one.
And then whiskey, American whiskey, like bourbon, is at least 50% corn. And then they have like wheat and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But vodka's just the worst. It just smells like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I drank rubbing alcohol one time.
Honestly, like it was mixed with cranberry, and
Oh, that is a good mix. I'll give you that. It's
it overpowered the cranberry.
Oh,
I don't know what
you might have poured pretty heavy.
Yeah, I think you poured a lot of mine. Yeah.
One time, well, I don't want this podcast to just be about drinking, first of all. But I had rubbing alcohol one time because it was my 19th party, my 19th birthday.
What?
And me and my buddies were going out.
Right.
And, none of us are old enough to buy alcohol or anything. And so we stopped by my brother's friend's house who lived by himself in Buena Park. And we go there to, like, pregame because we're going out and stuff. And those guys were all alcoholics, everybody in that house. So my brother's main friend, not as much, but the other guys were. And we went there to pregame, and they're like, supplying whatever. We're all 19. We're stoked. And then they told us, hey, we ran out. And I'm like, no, it's my birthday. I'm like, no, I want a pregame. They're like, oh, well, we can give you some of the house mix. I'm like, all right, sure. So then I turned away, was hanging out with people, whatever. And then they're like, oh, okay, here you go. It's ready. I drank it. It was terrible. I remember thinking that it was vodka, but I'm like, this is so bad. This tastes like rubbing alcohol. This is terrible.
And it was.
And then I kind of went about my business and stuff, kind of forgot about it. But I remember when I took the cup, when I took my drink, there was a bottle of rubbing alcohol on the table. And it's like, dude, you just put two and two together. We ran out of alcohol. We can give you some of the house mix. It tastes like rubbing alcohol. There was rubbing alcohol on the table. Like, dude, they give me rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, what a piece of shit. Yeah.
I guess it's fine if you mix it, but it's not good for you.
I heard it kills you.
Yeah.
If you
you have enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is molecularly, but it messed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you trying to burn your insides out,
I guess I was preparing for COVID, bro, because I never got COVID.
You were gonna explode like that fucking Tesla that exploded in New York.
Yeah. Or Vegas.
Was it in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was a Tesla Cybertruck that they rigged it with. There was fireworks in there, and I think there was explosives.
Yeah, I heard the fireworks.
And they parked it outside of the Trump Tower, and they set it off. And I don't know if it killed anybody, but
it killed the driver.
It did?
Yeah, the driver was in there and he died.
That sucks.
Yeah. Maybe it was a suicide bombing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Can't get planes anymore?
Yeah.
Wait, for the cost of a Cybertruck,
yeah.
you can probably get a little jet, right?
He doesn't die with his debt.
Yeah, or at least a drone.
Yeah. You don't go to heaven or hell and you're like, hey,
dude.
by the way, you got to pay this $80,000 that you owe from Earth.
Yeah. All right, this is getting pulled off YouTube.
No, that's not getting pulled off. There's a worse shit.
Do we? Okay. Do we need to blur out some of the words?
No.
All right.
No.
All right, dude. I'll just let you handle the editing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the podcast called Whoopee Cushion.
We can always change it.
We can always change it, but our goal is to, I guess, just bring something authentic. Just talk.
Yeah.
This is obviously episode 2, no guests, but eventually we want to have guests and just talk to people we find interesting.
Right.
And try to riff, pick their brain, see what's interesting about them,
Yeah.
and take it from there.
Hopefully we interview big people like Tony Hawk or something, you know?
Funny enough, I met somebody that's friends with him at the dog park.
Really?
I met the guy that started Element Skateboarding.
Really?
He started it in college because I was talking to him about college.
Yeah.
I met him on 4th of July,
Right.
and I was at the dog park, and we were just talking. He was like this humble. He's Christian. He's Christian, which I found out later, but it made sense because he was really humble. And I just started talking to him. I always like talking to people at the dog park, but you can always tell when people don't want to talk. But this was one of those guys that was down to talk and stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's see what he's about. And I can't remember his name, but I can look it up. No. But I was just talking to him, and it was 4th of July. I'm like, oh, what are you up to? He's like, the kids are out of the house now. My youngest son, he's in Europe. He's doing his thing. And then I was like, oh, okay. He's like, what are you up to? What are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm about to start business school at this private Christian college. He's like, oh, okay. And I told him, like, well, I don't know if you need business school because there's all the tools online. Like, if you want to learn about business, there's endless sources, right?
He said that?
No, I was telling him that, and he was like, you know what? I had a business, but because I never went to school, I always had to have people around me that had, like, the experience or the education and stuff. So I always had to have, like, an executive assistant that I would pay a lot because I didn't have the training. I was like, oh, well, what kind of business? He's like, oh, skateboarding. He's like, I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah. I guess he just was into art, started designing skateboards, and he decided to come out with a brand. So he did, and it took off. And he's like, yeah, I worked with all the Jackass guys. I supplied them with Element skateboards. Like, then he told me he knew Tony Hawk. I was like, oh, dude, that's actually really cool. So, have you heard of that thing that everybody in the world is like 4 steps away?
From what? Death?
No. Like you know somebody that knows somebody that knows that person.
Oh.
Something like that. There's like a 3-degree of separation, 4-degree of separation.
Yeah.
But I can probably get in contact with him. Probably get in contact with Tony Hawk. and then Tony Hawk will be like, "What are you guys about?" Yeah.
Try out our homeless mingle app. That's gonna put your company in the gutter.
Yeah. So we're in business school. They wanted us to come up with a business idea, and what he came up with was homeless mingle.
Right.
Tell them about homeless mingle.
Well, it's a meme, but I originally got AI, and I have an AI photo of these 2 homeless people hugging each other, and what it is, it's a dating app for homeless people, and we were learning about target market. A target market is a focus group that you want to focus on, a market that you want to focus on, like which is a certain demographic you want to focus on. So we try to focus on homeless people because nobody tries to sell to the homeless people, And I thought, what the hell? They buy crack all day. They buy, heroin. If they can afford $100 of heroin a day, I'm sure they can afford homeless mingle. So,
I think if it were to take off, I think it would get exploited.
Yeah. I remember when I was coming up with the idea, you're like, there's gonna be some sex trafficking, right?
People are gonna get kidnapped. It's like it's not like they have a house that they can hide behind, right?
I heard that's already happening with Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter.
Tinder. People are getting kidnapped.
Yeah, I heard there's a sex trafficking market. That there's a lot of sex trafficking. Whenever you click on a link, you're potentially, associating with a pimp that's trying to sell their escort or something, but there's a lot of bots that just
I believe
try
it.
to
Yeah.
traffic women
mean-
or girls.
I mean, prostitution is one of the oldest trades, right?
Yeah,
There's always going to be a market for it.
yeah,
So as long as somebody can figure out how to run this without getting caught,
yeah,
that's what's going to end up happening.
yeah.
So, did you hear about that guy in Colombia? Actually, he it's like this Asian guy went. He's like he heard about like the Latinas and stuff. Went to Colombia to party,
Right.
have a good time. He went on Tinder. He matched with the girl, right? He's like, oh, this girl's fire. And they met up. She drugged him, robbed him all of his stuff. You know, he's here from the U.S.
Worst place to go too.
And she accidentally overdosed him, so he ended up passing away. So, yeah.
That's like one of those stories where you hear someone dies in Mexico, like all these tourists, American tourists that die. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, dude. So, be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, don't go to when your buddy's like, hey, let's go to Tijuana, let's go to Papa's and beer. Don't do it.
If you don't normally match with girls,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're in a foreign country,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like the guy that's getting all these matches, and it seems too good to be true. You think you're getting catfished.
Also,
It's a different type of catfish.
Also, I think
It's
that-
called harpooning.
yeah.
I just made that up, but they shoot you with a harpoon. It's the step above catfishing. Still fishing, but now you're getting shot with a harpoon,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. The harpoon has
Yo, we're coining this. Urban Dictionary, catch up. Harpooning.
The harpoon
It's,
is like
it's-
dipped in fucking tranquilizer.
It's catfishing's ugly cousin. I gotta take a piss. I'll be back.
Alright, we'll pause the stream. Alright, so that is the end of our podcast, or that was the end of our podcast. Yeah, we were recording for 20 minutes. We took a break, and then we started recording again, but we were gassed out. We were running out of lines, one-liners, or jokes throughout the whole show. But it was a very good show. I want to thank everybody for coming out. That episode was almost 2 months ago, so now we're going to upload it. I'm going to take this podcast a little bit further. And since I don't have a location to record, I don't want to record at my parents' house. I'm going to record in the car, in my Volkswagen, and hopefully it turns out okay. But yeah, that is the end of this podcast. The first 20 minutes, I'm going to upload that. That's going to be straight fire, baby. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. And this is the Whoopee Cushion Podcast, signing out.